Hello, everyone. You're watching SK Live. I'm your host, Indranil Basu. Today we have Mr. Arun Dhumal with us. He's the BCCI treasurer. Sir, welcome to SK Live. Good to see you and good to see your lockdown look.
Good evening to you and everyone who's watching the show. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for inviting me.
it's a pleasure. We get a lot of press releases from BCCI and been quite categorical in mentioning a lot of things what's happening. But ये जो इंडियन क्रिकेट का जो ये एक टैलेंट पूल है ये इतना रोबस्ट बन चुका है एंड वी हर्ड media reports saying that there will be two teams, one going to England for the Test Championship, other one going to Sri Lanka for a shorter series with Sri Lanka in shorter formats. तो क्या है सर इतना इतना रोबस्टनेस कैसे आ गया ऑल ओवर सडन?
See, as you know, the cricket world is under tremendous pressure for last 1.5 year, given this COVID pandemic.
Yeah.
Lot of FTP has been cancelled, which has put a lot of strains on these associations world over.
Yes.
Until unless you do these tours, we can't make up, and it would be very difficult for all these boards to come out of their financial struggle that they are going through.
Yes.
And we are lucky to have the kind of bench strength that we have. We've seen it in Australia, the way we won that final match in the series.
Absolutely.
With our players who had gone there as net ballers, and the way we defeated them. I mean, that was once in a lifetime kind of event for anybody who's who's a cricket follower. So, given that experience, Sri Lanka tour we had to miss last year also.
Yes.
So we need to work out on that. And since our team that is going to England is primarily for test games, red ball. Yeah. And we could have made up another team for this white ball cricket. So that is why we thought, we must do our bit to make sure that Sri Lankan board and we can play white ball cricket there in time.
And there is, for one slot, there are 5 contenders. So actually, BCCI can field not only 2, 3 teams.
Yeah, that is the best thing, I think. World over, if you see all the teams, they will have 1 or 2 odd Indian players now, with the kind of Indian diaspora that we have spread all across the globe.
Absolutely.
And BCCI can do a lot to, make cricket a bigger sporting event across the globe. Unfortunately, we have very few teams who are doing well. Few of the teams who were doing very well in yesteryears, they have gone down in terms of quality of game that we play. In terms of competitiveness of the game, there are now 4 or 5 teams which are doing really well for a long period of time. But 2 or 3 teams who are doing quite well, they have gone down. So we are indeed blessed to have the kind of bench strength that we have, and all our predecessors who worked for years in building up BCCI, they are the ones who are to be, given the credit for this.
And BCCI also, the current regime, the way they're leading from the front, helping other cricket boards to realize that you're not going to go, down the barrel. We're going to come and help you. We're going to play cricket series with you.
See, in case we only stay a strong team and strong board, it won't augur well for the game of cricket.
Absolutely. So
ultimately, if we have to look at the game, it has to be a sporting and competitive event.
Yeah.
Until unless you have good enough of 8-10 teams who compete for a World Cup or a Champions Trophy, it doesn't make sense to have that kind of events. So we need to shoulder our responsibility, and we are doing it whatever best we can do in the given challenging circumstances.
Even the players are doing excellent job, in this sort of quarantine.
I mean, phenomenal given the pressure and given the hard quarantine that they have to go through.
Yeah.
You see, every one of us is going through these tough times. We have friends, relatives who are affected with this COVID. There are a lot of mental pressure there. But given all that, the kind of competitive cricket that our boys have shown is really
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. I was talking to a few of them, they had to make their own beds in Australia. They're doing everything, when they're in that quarantine, which is like really strict. They're following the SOPs of different cricket boards. They've done it all throughout. And sir, have they ever complained that, this is getting too much for us? Have they? I mean, I know it's very tough, but have they ever said anything?
Not really. I mean, I need to commend each one of them for that. They've
Yeah.
been working very hard. It's not only the physical strain that they had to go through, but the mental strain given all these situation. If you see from last IPL, before that they had this lockdown and a break of about 4 5 months. But
Yes.
post that, given back-to-back events that if we have had, they have had a challenging time, but they rose to the occasion and they did amazingly well in all the formats.
But BCCI also, the way they have organized these matches last year also, there were reports IPL is not going to happen. IPL did happen in Middle East. This year also they started with so much of energy and unfortunately it went out of control. But at least cricket is happening. Cricket is happening, which is a good news. We have a
I mean,
process in place.
in this all gloom, we thought, it would be a good break for everyone who's going through these tough times to watch a good competitive game of cricket back home
Yeah.
under the given circumstances. And it took off very well. And we are very proud of the fact that the kind of games that we have had for this season, very competitive games. And few guys, they did extremely well. Few teams, they did extremely well. And such a beautiful way it was happening. But suddenly, one can't predict
Yes.
this monster that we have, and it is very very unfortunate that we have to postpone it in the middle, but we are hoping that we'll get some window and we'll be able to conclude the tournament.
Did you anticipate that such a wave would come and strike? I mean, every field was affected.
See,
I
in
mean,
the
why
league, if you look at the sequence of events, when we started with this England series, everything went so beautifully for three
beautiful?
months.
Yeah,
Who would have imagined, this kind of second wave would come,
yeah,
which is much having a greater impact vis-a-vis the last wave that we have had.
yeah.
People getting affected without moving out of their homes.
Yes.
So, given that nobody had anticipated that, we did our level best to take care of all the measures that we were required to do. But we can't really compromise with the health and safety of our
No
players
way.
and support staff.
No way.
So, given that, we thought it is best to postpone the event now rather than having worse than what we have had.
Absolutely. And it was really the decision was taken. And I mean the bio bubble also for the players. There was a strict protocol, and I mean the bio bubble was compromised, and because it's I believe it's airborne. I mean we don't know. There's no proof to it, but
Yeah.
I mean how else can
So
anyone get
that is
affected?
why we thought, rather than going into the nitty-gritties of how the bio bubble got burst or
Yeah.
how did it happen,
Yeah.
first and foremost was to make sure that everybody is safe. So we decided to postpone and make sure that each of the member of our teams and the support staff, they reach back home safely. That was
Yeah.
our topmost priority, and we are glad
And
that we've been able to do that.
and they have reached home. I mean, today
Yeah.
we're reading about Australian cricketers reached home safely. So
Yeah.
Stephen Smith and company. But how have the IPL owners, taken this this little postponement?
See, they are on board and they had the same this thing that health and safety cannot be compromised at any point in time,
Yeah.
and it was a unanimous decision, and wherein they appreciated the call. Everybody knows that it would be a financial loss, but no loss matters given the
Yes.
safety and health of our players and support staff is concerned.
But the kind of brave front BCCI has always shown. Last year we saw how it happened in Middle East. So again we are hoping against hope that September October there is a window. IPL is going to get concluded. The second half will be conducted around that time. So is that window available actually? Because after the England tour and
We
before.
are working out on all the options. It has to be a bigger window. So we'll have to see what best can be done to in case we have to curtail something and create that window. So we are working out on options and hopefully we'll have some solution.
So, but how many days window do you need for the second half of the IPL to be completed?
See, the longer the better, because then we'll have lesser of double headers.
Yeah.
So given that, in case we don't have much of a choice, then we'll have more of double headers, which doesn't work that well. But whatever best option we have, we'll work that.
But it's certainly going to be before World T20, right? That is the window.
No, I can't say anything for certain,
Yeah.
but we'll have to see whenever it is possible. Before the
And
World Cup, after the World Cup, whatever is the best option, we'll see that, given the importance of T20 World Cup also in mind, because that is a very big tournament
yeah.
which we would want our team to win. So given that, what is the best option, keeping that also in mind, we'll take a call.
So because people look for match practice, and there isn't any better match practice than having few IPL games before the World T20.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
But
And that would
yeah.
be match practice for the entire cricket fraternity, not only for
Yes.
Indian team, but for
Yes.
the entire,
Absolutely.
tournament.
Yeah. And the second thing is there any possible venue we are looking at? BCCI is looking at. I mean, I know it's too early to talk about it. There is Middle East. There is England people. There are reports. Sri Lanka is there. But any sort of available venue. I mean, BCCI has.
See, as of now, the World Cup is scheduled to take place in India.
Okay.
So if the situation improves, best would be to have it in India.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
in case that option doesn't work out, and the situation is not safe enough to conduct it over here, then we look at the other venues.
I hope the third wave before the third wave would come, we are in complete control of situation. This second wave has taught us a lot of things.
I think the way vaccination drive is being conducted now across the length and breadth of our country, hopefully will be better placed for the third wave.
And hopefully, if things go as per the plan, we might have Ranjit Trophy also this year, which domestic players are really want to see. Ranjit
No,
Trophy.
definitely we are very clear. So the first available opportunity, we conducted Syed Mushtaq Ali and Vijay Hazare Trophy.
Yeah.
And if we had a bigger window, we would have loved to continue conduct this Ranji Trophy tournament also. But we are hoping by the time our domestic season starts, we'll be much better placed to organize this domestic cricket, because it starts really late. We'll have enough time for that. Yeah. So even if we have to start in September, October, November, so we'll be much better placed to organize domestic cricket.
So, but how is that sort of quarantine situation of Indian team, which is going to start from next week, I guess, or this week, later this week, where they will be, in Bombay for a few days. So it's like the SOPs are really strict or something.
Yeah, has to be, because they are going for a very, very important tournament. It is the first World Test Championship.
Yes.
So we have to make sure that everybody reach England safely, and they give their 100% performance and come back as champions.
And how confident are you as a treasurer of BCCI that they will come back?
Very confident, given the past performance that we have had in Australia against England. I am pretty confident in the kind of bench strength that we have. These boys have done remarkably well under tremendous pressure. That is the best thing, under pressure. Some years back, we used to, falter here or there. But the kind of leadership, I would say, Dhoni and Virat has provided to this team, they have done remarkably well.
Absolutely. And that's the reason, because of the bench strength, it will be a big headache also to pen down the playing 11.
Yeah, but it is good to have that kind of equation wherein you have to, choose the best out of the best, rather than having best out of not so good talent available to you.
In fact, we can also have two test teams.
For sure, that's what I'm saying. India, the kind of talent we have, and we are much bigger country vis-a-vis any other cricket playing nation. We are a country of 1.4 billion people, and making it to top 15 players, you can imagine the kind of hard work that goes into.
Absolutely.
And
so where are you right
boys
now?
Are real tough.
You're in Himachal right now. How are things in Himachal?
No, Himachal things are okay.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
But hopefully things would get better for the entire country.
Absolutely, and we hope cricket returns with a lot of enthusiasm. We are waiting, things to restart again, because we know one thing for sure: things are going down. I mean, it's a downswing which is happening. We're able to
Yeah.
control it, and hopefully we are well prepared when third wave would come and cricket would resume. Would love to see the cricketers taking the field. Thanks a lot
Yeah.
for coming on SK Live, Arun sir, and sharing your views and giving us a literature on what BCCI is doing. They're trying their level best, the officials involved, to ensure cricket resumes at the earliest. Thanks a lot. Good night. And
Thank you so much, and stay safe.
Absolutely.
And I would request everyone to take all the measures to stay safe at home. Thank you so
sir.
much. God
Thank
bless.
you. Thank you.